we have here Omer Shareef with us, and he comes all the way from Egypt and the city Alexandria, and we will have the same questions with him as well. Let's see and study the culture of Egypt, and we start off with our food section. Of course, we are foodie people, and we start off with that. So what are the normal food dishes normally you have in Egypt?
Okay, hello Mustafa first, and hello everyone. Like Mustafa said, I'm Omer Shareef from Alexandria, Egypt. And when it comes to food, I will start from Alexandrian origins.
Okay.
So seafood is like number one in Alexandria. Like the top dishes are seafood.
All seafood. Okay.
In Alexandria especially, because Egypt is like very diverse in food dish or in cuisine in general.
Okay.
But when it comes to Egyptian food, like number one dish you think about is Koshari.
Koshari. Okay.
Yeah, so Koshari is basically everything you put together. It's Koshari. Like it's rice, pasta, lentil, onion, like fried onions, and some spicy tomato sauce.
Okay.
And that's it. Like it's a very simple dish, but it's everywhere in Egypt. And it's really tasty, especially with the sauce. Like the most important part of it is the sauce.
Okay.
And nowadays, like people add anything to it. Like for example, some meat, some chicken, some some shawarma.
Okay. And what kind of sauce is it? That
it's tomato sauce, like spicy tomato sauce. Like it's basically from tomatoes.
And do you go anything to drink with it, or it's just like
with it you can drink anything?
No, like if, for example, is there any Egypt coffee that you like have to drink after that?
There's not. It's not coffee, but if we will say also like Egyptian drink, it will be asab, which actually sugarcane. If you know the sugarcane, the long ones. Like we have this huge machine. You just enter the sugarcane inside, and it like gets squeezed, and you drink the juice. It's so sugary, but it's like amazing. Like we even have a song for it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. And so this food you told about is like particular to Alexandria, or
no?
All over Egypt?
It's all over Egypt. Like, all over Egypt, we have like let's say three main things. Like first of all is the koshari and the sugarcane drink, of course, and also like the beans, like the brown beans. We call it fool in Egypt. It's also like the most famous breakfast in all over Egypt. Like you go anywhere, you find this small cart.
How many times do you have a meal in a day? Is it like?
Yeah, normally it's like three main meals.
Okay.
But yeah, you in Egypt, like if you are on the streets most of the day, you can like eat everything. Every now and then, like small stuff, you know.
So like it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's
of course, yeah.
Is there anything in like around 5 or 6 like that?
It's not constant. Like we don't have this brunch thing. This specific time you have to eat. No, it's just breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and we are kind of late in our timings. Like if you compare it to Germany, for example, if people in Germany like can have breakfast around 6, 7, in Egypt we have breakfast around 11.
Oh, okay. So the lunch is around probably 3 or 4.
3, 4, even 5, and the dinner is around like 9, 10.
Okay.
That's for like someone who wakes up early in Egypt.
Okay. And what do you prefer in general to have as an Egyptian dish?
As Egyptian dish, of course, koshari. Like I love it. Like it's the most easy thing to get when you are on the streets when you are hungry. It's like doesn't take 1 minute for the guy to just put everything and give it to you.
Okay.
And it really makes you full. Like you feel full after it. Like don't need anything of that. Not even the sugarcane juice.
Okay. Nice. So next we move on to the hobbies that Egyptian people usually have. What's the common hobby that you go around with?
Okay, if we say sports, then we say football. Like football is the most
I was expecting
common.
that,
like whether playing it, watching it, even on PlayStation. This is number one ranked hobby in Egypt. Another hobby, it's the lazy hobby. I can say it's sitting on the coffee shops. We have this very like in every corner, every street we have coffee shops, and it keeps like it's open 24 hours. It's basically some chairs on the street and like some coffee and tea, and
it's like, open air.
Exactly, and you can see people like staying there. They finish work, they go there and stay until 1, 2 a.m. and then they go home. They finish school, they go there.
The nightlife is quite interesting.
Exactly, it's another city that never sleeps. It's really like New York, but we have it in Egypt, everywhere in Egypt, not only Cairo, not only Alexandria, everywhere. Also, like as Alexandrian, we are kind of by the city, so we have a lot of beach-based hobbies. One of the most famous hobbies in Alexandria, specifically, it's the racket bowl. It's kind of like tennis ball, but basically two wooden rackets and one tennis ball, and the people like keep racketing it back and forth, and that's it. Like it's very important. Also fishing. It's very famous in Alexandria specifically.
Okay, next we move on. Like, what exactly is the go-to destination when it comes to vacations?
We don't have a specific place. Like one good thing about Egypt, like we have also very diverse destinations, like very different destinations you can go to. So all over the year. Like in summer, for example, a lot of people come to Alexandria because it has like it's a beach side city. Alexandria, Matruh are like two neighbors at the Mediterranean beach, and you can find a lot of people coming there, especially in between July and September. A lot of people come there from all over Egypt. Also, we have by the Red Sea, another sea in Egypt, where people go there also in the summer and sometimes in the winter because it's warmer. Like Alexandria in the winter is very cold, so if you want to go to a beach in a cold time of the year, you go to the Red Sea. This is if you want some beaches, but if you want, like for example, some hiking, you go to Sinai. It's a little bit. It's at the Red Sea also, but a little bit northern part of the Red Sea. There are a lot of mountains there. You can go hiking, mountain climbing, and also if you're interested in history, monuments, temples, you go to South Egypt. There's a huge amount of monuments everywhere. So like in Luxor specifically, it has like 1/3 of the monuments around the world. It's like an open museum. You just move in the city and you see, okay, here's a temple, here's a statue of Ramses the second, a statue of Thutmose the third. You see everywhere, monuments everywhere, and of course the pyramids, which is the most famous thing in Egypt.
Everybody knows.
But it's in Cairo. It's in Giza actually. It's in the north part. So yeah, it depends on what do you want to do and when. Like also a good thing about the south part, you can go there in the winter, and it's so hot, like it's sunny.
It's still sunny
in January, and it's still sunny there.
And is there any event that's special for you? People like kind of Egypt culture event?
Yeah, for example, there's a lot actually. Like Egyptian people celebrate everything, like literally everything, political events, religious events, sports events. But the most famous ones, for example, of course, when it comes to the religious side, since Egyptian people are kind of religious, and it's not depending on whether you're Muslim or Christian, you always celebrate the other guys' celebrations. For example, in Egypt, you can find Muslim people celebrating Christmas and Christian people celebrating Ramadan. So of course the most famous celebrations or festivals, I can say the Prophet's birthday, Prophet Muhammad's birthday. It stays for weeks. People go to tents, huge tents with games, with it's an actual festival, and there's this
food and people
especially the sweets there, like very famous sweets. It's called the Prophet's Muhammad birthday sweets. The Egyptians like halawat al-Mulid, and it's very famous. It's very delicious. And in Ramadan, for example, you can see the celebrations everywhere. Like I have Christian friends who like invite me for iftar at their place, and some Christian people like fast with the Muslim people because we will fast with you to try
unity and
just to try it, just for fun, you know. And in Ramadan we tend to eat a lot. Like in iftar you can see everyday family gathering, friends gatherings, people everywhere. Like we have this Mawa'id ar-Rahman, we call it. It's like the literal translation for it is the tables from God. If you can call that, like huge tables in the streets where anyone is invited to eat for free. Like it's basically for the poor people, but anyone can just join and eat with the people there. Also in Christmas you can see the Christmas trees everywhere, the lights, the celebrations also like in every single place. We have this very famous. It's not one picture, you can see it everywhere. Especially in Cairo, in small streets,
okay,
you can always find a church in front of a mosque.
Okay.
And for example, in Ramadan, they decorate both the same way, like with the Ramadan decorations. In Christmas, they decorate both the Christmas decorations. So it's kind of it's nice. We love to celebrate literally everything.
That's really nice. Yeah, it brings up the unity factor. You live together in the society.
Exactly.
Respect each other, and it helps each other to grow.
Especially that the Egyptian people are very diverse. Like we come from many origins, from Greek origins, from Turkish origins, from there are Muslims, there are Christians, there are people from South Egypt are a little bit have like other origins, like more of African type.
Okay.
They even have some different language, but in the end, like we just celebrate together and we forget about any other thing.
Okay. And so we move on, like we know the history behind all the religious stuff you said, so we move on to the wedding stuff, how the Egyptian weddings looks like. So like how are they normally held? Like,
so it's good that we started the festivals and moved to weddings, because I said before we love to celebrate, and so when it comes to weddings, which is a happy event, we can celebrate for 3 days, 4 days.
3 days, okay.
In general,
in some parts,
it's not it's like the most extreme thing you could do. Like you literally have like 3-4 day wedding.
Okay.
But normally we have huge event. It doesn't matter how rich you are, from where you come from. You just have a huge event. You invite everyone. Everyone. Like if you said to him hi before like 2 times, you should come.
To your wedding.
You should come. You can even now on Facebook you can say, okay, but guys, my wedding is on the 19th
Everybody
of August.
is invited.
Everybody is invited. You see thousands of people going there and like eating food and dancing all night. Like and normally, like in a normal Egyptian family, you have like 3 main events for any wedding. Like first, the engagement party.
Okay.
The first one, very basic. Sometimes it's only for the family.
Okay, only then, family, like around 50-60 people probably.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes more. And then it comes the Katbik Tab, where the official wedding, like someone from the mosque comes and write everything down. And third, you have the huge wedding. Like it's the biggest event there.
Thousands, probably
not thousands, but like let's say 500, 600 people. This is the average amount of people that go to a wedding in Egypt. Like it depends on how famous you are, how big is your family, how big socially you are. Exactly. Yeah, and actually the same for the of course this for the Muslim way, and even for the Christian way, it's exactly the same. Like 3-4 events. Every event is bigger than the other, and then the big one
after the other, and the big one. Okay. And any particular food or drink that's specific to that?
No, everything. We eat everything in weddings. Okay. Everything is
like. Is it like only one dish, or like there are like 6 or 7 dishes that are
like
to be served?
15 dishes.
15. Okay.
Yeah, like a lot of dishes. Like you just get a lot of food for everyone, just to be enough for everyone.
People like to spend a lot on the wedding.
On the money, on the food part, exactly. Specifically on the food part. Okay. But yeah, in Egypt we spend a lot of money on weddings actually.
Okay.
It shows how much we like to celebrate.
Okay. Then let's have some personal perspective from you as well, as an Egyptian. So is there any topic that you people think that you are a little sensitive about talking? Like for example, if a person who does not come from Egypt and is talking to you, and you would like feel uncomfortable talking to that person for that particular topic.
Let's say people in Egypt tend to not to talk about religion stuff when there are like 2 different religions sitting down, for example.
Okay.
That's coming from like people in Egypt are like I said before, are very diverse, are very different in ideologies. So if you want to talk about a religion thing, you usually talk about someone who will exactly like you. If not, then just let us not talk about that. That's better, just not.
That's really good to
bring
know.
any.
And do not talk about differences. Talk about something that's common.
Exactly, especially like most of the Egyptian talk is basically joking, sarcasm. So that's why we don't tend to talk about real stuff.
Okay, and. Who do you like in Egypt? Who is the most like the most common, like the most famous celebrity?
I guess that's an easy question now. Like Muhammad Salah.
Muhammad Salah
right now is the most famous Egyptian
everybody knows
history.
In history, okay.
In the world, he's one of the most famous. Of course, in other fields you can find famous people like in singing. You can find Amr Diab is very famous. singer in Egypt. Also, as an actor, Adil Imam is one of the most famous actors in history of Egypt, and also in the Arab world. Like people from the Arab world, all over the Arab world, watch Adil Imam's movies. Is very famous there. But internationally, definitely is Muhammad Salah.
Muhammad Salah. Yeah. Okay. And what do you think is the best trait in the Egyptian people? Some character or some
sarcasm. Sarcasm, definitely sarcasm. Like we are sarcastic of every single thing in our life, even especially the sad events. Like you see a huge sad event. Like everyone is sad in Egypt. Everyone is angry. And you find a lot of people like, okay, let's joke about
just to,
exactly. Why should we be sad? Just joke about it. You will forget it 1-2 days, and you forget it, and you move on to the second sad event. And you also joke about it.
Okay. And any particular thing that we missed out on asking you, and you would like people to know something about the Egyptian people?
Yeah, Egyptian people are like very friendly, very hospitable, I can say. For example, we are very family oriented people. Family gatherings are all over the year. Like you can see on Fridays, especially on the weekends, families are gathering everywhere. Even if like they are not in the same city, okay, then let's gather in one city or another. We like gatherings. We like food. We like to eat together. We like to celebrate together. So yeah, that's one of the best things about Egyptian people, and that's why I miss actually Egypt since I'm not in Egypt right now, and that's something I like about Egyptian people actually.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That's really nice to hear about the Egypt people. Yeah, of course, some of the people wouldn't have known like this part of
like when you say
side of the Egypt people.
Yeah, when you say Egypt, you just see the pharaohs, the pyramids.
Exactly. Whenever someone says Egypt, we have the 3 pyramids in our mind. Okay,
exactly. Okay, so in which pyramid do we live? But yeah, there's a lot behind of Egyptian people. Egyptian history is very rich in Christian history, in Muslim history. You go there, you find like monuments from everything, like very old churches, very old mosques, very old temples. So it's very diverse, and it's very interesting to go there and see it with your own eyes actually.
Thank you, Omer Shareef, for your time. We wish you good luck with your future endeavors, and
thank you, Mustafa, for your time and for this very interesting show. And it was very interesting for me to talk about my people and my country, and I'm looking forward to see other people from all over the world talking about that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.